He did this a few more times until Melissa was truly frightened. She wanted to say something, but the words wouldn't come out. It was frightening. He wasn't how she remembered him. But Melissa wasn't the only one to review their impression of Chase today. Carly was dumbfounded. Chase's actions today were impressive. Terrifying, but impressive. She'd only sent him the text message hoping that he'd come to take Celia away from the office. Who would have thought that he'd take on both Nina and Melissa? She was also worried about Chase and Celia's safety. After some thought, she quickly walked to the corner of the office and sent a message to her father. Dad, I'm facing a little trouble at work. Can you send someone over right away? No one knew who Carly's father was. She hadn't told anyone in the company on purpose. In truth, her father, Adam, was considered somewhat of a leader in Laudervale's underground. In the unofficial power rankings, he was just below Chuck. Usually, she didn't like to rely on her dad's influence to live her life, but today things had gotten out of hand. For Chase and Celia's sakes, she thought it'd be best to intervene. Still in the office, Nina was continuing to sprout off threats. Just you two wait until Mr. Lee gets here. He will make you beg for mercy. And then I want you to remember who's in charge here. You will never touch anyone again. Chase was not worried at all. He looked at her and said, The one begging for mercy will be you. I want you to remember that I warned you. She narrowed her eyes. He was crazy. All right, I'll remember it. Just you wait, she replied. After a while, Gordon finally stepped into the office. She immediately ran over to him, sobbing. Gordon, he attacked me. Look how swollen my wrist is. I've never been hurt like this before. I want them punished. At this moment, Gordon's face grew dark with anger. She shot a smile at Chase. She knew for certain that now he was a dead man. Gordon turned back to face her and said, All right, darling, stop crying. I'm here. Tell me what happened again. Slowly. I promise I will take care of the ones responsible. After saying that, he swept his gaze across the entire room and felt a chill run down his spine. No one dared to look at him. Who did it? He bellowed. No one answered. Only Melissa was brave enough to point at Chase. She cried out, It was him, Mr. Lee. Chase didn't move. Gordon quickly walked over to him with a stern voice and asked, Did you attack Mrs. Chen? Did you grab her wrist? Yes, sir. Chase said confidently. He raised his head and looked at Gordon with a calm expression on his face and said, Do you want to know why? Gordon looked around and saw Celia. Her eyes were red and swollen from crying. He was able to put two and two together. It had been Nina that had first caused trouble for her. He presumed that this man here was her husband, and he'd rushed over to defend her. Things had then gotten out of hand. You're Mrs. Rothman's husband? Gordon squinted. Yes, replied Chase. Gordon smiled. It was just Celia's good-for-nothing husband causing a scene. There was nothing to worry about. In truth, Gordon had been pinning for Celia a long time now. He knew that she was married to a man who couldn't afford to take care of her. He knew that Chase worked in an office and seriously wondered how he had landed such a beautiful wife. Gordon wondered how to deal best with this situation. Was it better to teach him a lesson? Very good, he said. I'd like you to apologize to Miss Chen. If there are any medical expenses associated with her injury wrist, I will send them your way. I think we could end things here. No, said Nina, dissatisfied with this snappy conclusion. You're going easy on him. Way too easy. I want him to suffer and then beg for forgiveness. And it's not just medical feels. I will have emotional damage from this for years on end. I need to be fairly compensated. And I want you to force Celia to apologize to me as well. Gordon sighed and turned around to smile at her. All right, fine. Then he turned back and looked at Chase. You heard it yourself, he said. Please apologize to Miss Chen rather profusely if you don't mind. Kneeling would be best. And I'd like to present an offer for financial compensation for emotional damages. As for you, Mrs. Rothman, he said, looking at Celia. Since you are an employee, I will not pursue the matter much further. As long as you apologize to Mrs. Chen, we will consider it over. As for the medical expenses, we will deduct it from your salary next month. After a moment, he then turned around to face Nina. How is this? There's not much more than I can demand. Nina still felt like she was owed more, but she did not want to further criticize Gordon in front of his employees. In the end, she just waved her hand and said, all right, that's fine, but I'd like my apologies now. Gordon stared at Chase and said, please do as she asks. I don't want any more trouble. However, before Chase could say anything, Celia spoke first. Enough! She pointed at Gordon and said, Mr. Lee, I always thought you were a man who could tell right from wrong, but I didn't expect you to be like this today. Nina has twisted the truth. She was the one who started it. She grabbed my face and humiliated me in front of everyone. Celia then took off her name tag and placed it gently on the desk. I'm sorry, Mr. Lee, she said. If this is what Mangan Makeup has become, I don't want to work here anymore. I'm officially resigning. Dream on if you want either me or my husband to kneel before you. After saying this, she grabbed Chase's hand and led him out of the office. Even if he was willing to risk everything for her, she wouldn't let him give up his dignity. Her action startled Gordon. Watching her walk away, he had a sudden change of heart. Mrs. Rothman! He shouted down the hallway. Are you sure about this decision? In all of Lauderville, there isn't another company who will offer you as much as Mangan. I know your current financial situation. Without money, who will be supporting your family? How will you pay for your daughter's medical expenses? She pivoted on the spot. Stop talking about my family, she warned. As for Chase, he hadn't taken Gordon's words to heart. He walked towards him with his hands in his pockets. He had everything under control. Mr. Lee, he said, you don't need to worry about our family matters. It appears you can't even take care of your own. Why are you so interested in mine? What do you mean? Gordon asked. Chase's tone made him uncomfortable. What do you think you are? How dare you criticize me? Nina chimed in. Exactly. Hurry up and kneel. Otherwise, I'll find someone to make you kneel. Is that so? Said Chase calmly. He slowly opened up his phone from his pocket and opened a video with the file name Blackmail. And the star was none other than the Vice President, Nina Shen.
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.